Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene.
Hello my friends! How y'all doing today? You're watching TTBurger Game Reviews here on YouTube, and I'm your host Tony. We are back with some more PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 games here. We're taking a look at a PlayStation 2 franchise here, episode 266, part 1 of 4 parts. And today we're going to be talking about samurai games, taking place in Feudal Japan by the company Capcom. Now, there have been a lot of samurai-like games that I'm sure we've all played, starting from the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 and stuff and everything. Many games like the Onimusha franchise, the Genji franchise, Ghost of Tsushima, and more and more and more. And today we're going to be taking a look at one of the franchises I mentioned there. We're going to be looking at a series made by Capcom. You know, the people who made Resident Evil, Dino Crisis, Mega Man, Street Fighter, and all those other fighting games and stuff like that. We're taking a look at a game that's like Resident Evil with samurai in Feudal Japan. Taking a look at the Onimusha franchise here. Before I can get started, I want to give a shout out to everybody who has supported this channel. You've all, if it weren't for you guys, this channel would not be as big as it's today. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I also want to give a shout out to Freakin' HD and Sub-Zero MX for King Mac, and just check out their content. It's awesome. Check out the people who've been involved with this channel. I thank you all, and check out their content as well. And like I mentioned, we're talking about the Onimusha franchise here. So this will be in 4 parts. Part 1, we're gonna go back to 2001, back when PlayStation 2 was still brand new, with Onimusha Warlords. Then part 2, we're gonna take a look at the sequel, Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny. And part 3, Onimusha 3, Demon's Siege. And the final part, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. We have a lot to talk about here. Let's get started. Take a look at the first Onimusha game, Onimusha Warlords for the PlayStation 2, which on March 13th, 2001, and was also released on the Xbox, known as Genma Onimusha, which I will not be talking about. I don't own the Xbox version. And then there was also released on the PC and remastered on the PlayStation 4 with new voice acting and better graphics and more. We're going to take a look at how it all began with the PlayStation version of Onimusha Warlords for the PlayStation 2. Ah yes, Onimusha Warlords. The memories of playing this game when I got it for my 13th birthday and seeing it was made by Capcom. I did not know what to expect. And I thought it was going to be a survival horror game with samurais and stuff in it, or it was going to be an action game or so, and everything like that. And saw that took place in the feudal days of the samurai days of Japan, with a badass protagonist hunting down demons and sealing their souls with his gauntlet in his right hand, become more powerful and stopping evil demon lord Nobunaga Oda. It all sounds like good old times, and it definitely is, especially when this game first came out. It looked awesome then, and still is awesome to this day. I mean, who does not enjoy being a samurai, killing monster-like demons and absorbing their souls with Resident Evil tank-like controls and more? I know I enjoyed it for sure. However, we have some problems, which we'll talk about later, like we always do. But we'll have to continue here because we have a lot to say. The story of Onimusha Warlords takes place in Feudal Japan in 1560, way back in the day, before we all were even born, before YouTube even existed and everything. During the Battle of Hokezama, where the battle is getting really intense, as we see from the cutscene, this very cool looking cutscene, which is definitely one of the looks like cutting edge for its time, and we see shows this fly flying around. Then we see people getting killed and stuff, and people commanding what to do. And then Akechi of the Akechi clan, as he is on and decides to take on action against the evil Nobunaga Oda. and we see Samanosuke Akechi slashing demons that Nobunaga sent out to attack in battle against Imagawa Yoshimoto's men. Although Nobunaga was victorious in defeating Yoshimoto, he is fatally wounded and presumed dead. And a year passes, and Samanosuke receives a letter from his cousin of the Sento clan, Princess Yuki, and asks for him for help, as she fears monstrous demons are responsible for her servants gone missing. And Samanosuke is joined by Kaede, a Japanese assassin, as they arrive at the Inabayama castle in Japan. And they arrive too late as Yuki is abducted by the monsters, and Samanosuke tries to defeat it, and he's kidnaps Yuki, and Samanosuke is knocked unconscious while the monsters take Yuki away. Samanosuke is then visited by 12 Oni, who are a clan of ogres enslaved by the demons/monsters, who give him their powers to defeat the demons, and give him a gauntlet that gives the ability to seal the souls to his right hand. And now Samanosuke is on a quest to destroy all the monsters and rescue Princess Yuki. And there's more plot twists along the way and stuff where we meet characters like Yumamaro, who was just this little boy, and we find more bad guys and stuff like that who are pretty much look like undead and stuff and everything, which is really cool. Now, my opinion on the story, I enjoyed it. It comes off as somewhat cliche and done before, but with the Feudal Japan setting, I think it works perfectly. And Samanosuke Akechi and Kaede, and Princess Yuki and Yumamaro and stuff are likable characters for sure. And definitely can't get any better than that. My only complaint is some of the villains are very hand-me-down over the top, or they come off as more of a joke instead of like evil-like. But that's just me though. Onimusha Warlords presentation, the graphics for a PlayStation 2 game are amazing. This is still one of the best looking PlayStation 2 games ever made, and this is a game released in 2001, and it still holds up really well to this day. The character models at the time looked so realistic and animated really well. I should point out that Samanosuke Akechi is modeled after Japanese-Taiwanese actor Takashi Kaneshiro, who voices him and he's also modeled after him too, like I said. And this was a rarity in the game to have a character modeled after a famous actor and have him voice that character too. But getting back on track here, the character models are very detailed as well as the enemy models too. They look very detailed and kind of scary at the same time with the enemy models and stuff. Although I do have to complain that some of the enemies repeat way too often and can come off as kind of annoying to some gamers. The gore looks badass, and seeing the moves Samanosuke Akechi can perform with his sword and seeing him steal the souls looks badass and stuff. The environments look great with that rural feudal Japan to it. They cannot get any better than that, that's for sure. I mean, too bad they didn't have any cheeseburgers around feudal Japan. Just like, make you hungry. Just stay with it, make you hungry. The pre-rendered cutscenes are also amazing looking. At the time, this was considered cutting edge and some of the best looking cutscenes for its time. The pre-rendered cutscenes also look amazing, and at the time this was considered cutting edge, and with all the detail in them and the graphics and stuff, they still look great to this day. Although, I do wish there were subtitles in these pre-rendered cutscenes like how they are in the in-game, but that's just me. My main complaint with the graphics is the lip syncing. Lip syncing is awful in the English audio, it says matches the Japanese audio, and fits better, but we'll have to move on, we'll talk about that later. Onimusha Warlords sound for the most part is awesome. I love the music. It fits perfectly with the Japanese samurai rite theme. The orchestral tunes fit really well, especially during boss fights. And man, that music is badass and amazing. The voice acting, well, it's both good and bad. The good is Japanese audio. The voice acting fits perfectly like a glove, and the characters are filled with emotion and stuff and everything with the voices, and they bring amazement to the characters to life like watching a samurai movie. The bad, the English audio. My god, it's so bad. It's like they rushed this to get a quick paycheck, and boom, there you go, like holy cow. This is so ear rape, and all the actors do an awful job with the lines. They try way too hard, and they sound over the top, phoned in and pained in the process. Like, what is this burger shit? They should have kept it in Japanese with the subtitles. That's all they had to do. There was no need for an English track, since this takes in Feudal Japan. Hell, look at the Street Fighter games. That was also made by Capcom. Those were kept in Japanese. There was no problem with that. But they had to put an English track for the Western audience, and it just looks awful. The other sound effects, such as the grunts and growls of enemies, are awesome too, with the splatter sounds of the sword and more. Onimusha Warlords gameplay, fun, and more fun. Yeah, that's all I can say. But you want to know why? Very memorable, now about the negatives. For starters, Onimusha Warlords is an action survival horror themed with samurais, demons, and monsters, and Feudal Japan and more. It basically is Resident Evil Samurai style with the tank controls and the fixed camera on the pre-rendered background and save points, which are magic mirrors. Now, I know people hated the tank controls and the fixed camera angles, but me, I enjoyed them. I was a fan of Resident Evil when it came out in 1996, and I've been a fan of these tank controls and fixed camera angles and stuff on the pre-rendered background stuff. I grew up with this stuff, so I was used to it. Onimusha Warlords, while like I said just now, it is an action survival horror game, but it mainly leads towards the action genre where you slash the enemy, cut them, stab them, impale them, and absorb their souls. These souls you have many different qualities. The red souls can enhance give you like mine to enhance your weapons at the save point. The yellow refill your health, and the blue ones refill your magic, which I'll talk about now. The magic are basically these orbs you find throughout the game. There are 3 of them: thunder, which is blue; fire, which is red; and wind, which is green. The orbs will also be used to open crystal sealed doors to advance through the game. These are like your key lock doors, like you mentioned with by the manage keys. So this is like your locked doors. And there's some doors that require keys to lock at that time as well. So I had to point that out there. But like you also have these crystal sealed doors. Like you'll have to advance your level of your orb to like level 2 or level 3 to unlock like dual sealed doors or triple sealed doors and stuff like that. That's just me though. You also have puzzles to solve, such as trick treasure chests, where you must get the numbers in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on to obtain key items. And you must not pass this up to their mandatory if they have key items in the chests. The load times are fast. When you go from room to room like rocket ship fast, it doesn't pause or anything like that. And there's no door scenes, which I kind of wish there were door scenes. This is Capcom we're talking about, but I'm not the creator of the game. There are times where you'll take control of Kaede, who is faster and has her shurikens, which will come in handy. Although you can only play as her twice, though, it would have been nice if she had her own campaign, but that's just me. The boss fights are intense. With your magic abilities, you can take them down in no time and no problem. If you have trouble and keep dying after 3 times, you can switch to the easy mode option, but it also means you have to start the game over again, but what can you do? And it can get a little nerve-wracking when you don't have enough magic and you're pretty much just using the sword, and you might as well just die and just start over so you don't make the mistake again. The enemies will be strong, so be sure you know what you're doing to avoid getting killed no matter what, so be sure you're prepared with your trusty sword, and you also have a bow and arrow you can use as well, which I didn't really use much. I'm more focused on the sword. And Onimusha Warlords will take you about 9 hours or so to beat. After that, you can replay it again with new costumes for Samanosuke and Kaede. Samanosuke has this like panda bear costume, and Kaede has this like devil costume or so. In the end, we have a fun experience with samurais and stuff. Resident Evil with samurais, but now with some samurai negatives. Awful English voice acting. It was way too hammy and phony, and just stick with the Japanese audio. Some of the puzzles are very tough, difficult, like the infamous water puzzle where Samanosuke is trapped and the room is filled up with water. You have to be sure you're fast enough. You only have 3 minutes. If you fail, you go back to the previous save point. We have 2 other puzzles you must solve over and over again, which is frustrating for sure. The game is 9 hours, which is somewhat short, and your only reward after you beat it again is 2 new costumes. Kaede is a weak character. I mean, she can't absorb souls like Samanosuke, even though she's faster and stuff. She can come off as somewhat weak. And without any souls to absorb with the gauntlet, you're basically trying to play a game of cat and mouse to find health power-ups and more. And you play as her twice. And if you finish her first segment with not much health, and you play as her again, the game doesn't give you the audacity to refill her health. So if you don't have any health items, you're low on health, you are fucked. The character Yumaru, the little boy who you see later in the game, comes off as whiny as annoying. And the respawning enemies too can be a nightmare times if you're low on inventory items and everything. And some items in the trick treasure chest can easily be missed, like the great armor and stuff like that. There's not a lot of variety in enemies, but those are the only points I have with it though. Final thoughts: if you enjoy games of samurais and fixed camera angles and tank controls and stuff like Resident Evil, you should definitely check out Onimusha Warlords and stuff. Now, I have not played the Xbox version, but I heard the Xbox version is harder, and it's just got just slightly better graphics. It's under the name Onimusha, and I haven't played the PS4 version or the PC version stuff. I do know that the PS4 version, meaning to say, has newly recorded voice acting and stuff. And it would have been nice if they had Onimusha 2 and 3, but due to low sales, they only gonna have the first one. But Onimusha Warlords is definitely a must-buy for sure. I give it an 8 out of 10 because of the problems I have with it. But the game should not be overlooked if you like games of samurais and more and more and more in Feudal Japan. And that's it for episode 266, part 1 of 4 parts. Stay tuned for part 2 of 4. We're going to take a look at a new Onimusha game starring a new character, Jubei Yago, called Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny. And yeah, it's gonna get crazy in this one, that's for sure. But how does it fare? You have to find out next. Which all I can say is Tony, peace out, have everything. See you on my review of Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny. Take care, everybody.
So I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see. It's a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things.